The Mets got swept by the Atlanta Braves this past weekend, and now their hopes of clinching the NL East seem to be a bit of a pipe dream. Joining us to see if there's any positives for the Amazons heading into the postseason is New York Post's Mets beat writer Mike Puma. Mike, I was never good with numbers and probabilities and percentages, so is there a scenario where the Mets can still win the NL East?
There's a scenario, but you might be better off playing the lottery. Basically at this point, it's the Mets would have to win their final 3 games here against Washington, which is doable. But the hard part here is Atlanta would have to lose their remaining 3 games against Miami, and I don't think that's going to happen here. Especially Miami's not going to pitch their ace Sandy Alcantara on Wednesday. They've shut him down. So. The Mets had their shot over the weekend. They basically had to win 1 game in Atlanta, and that would have gotten them, brought them home tied and with the tiebreaker for the division in their back pocket. But now here they are, 2 back with 3 to go. And listen, there's a slim chance, but it doesn't look very good.
All right, so it looks like I'll be playing the New York lottery then. But let's get to the pitching, because the Mets pitching has been the backbone of the team the entire season. But they still got swept with DeGrom, Scherzer, and Bassett. So what do you think needs to change for the postseason?
Well, those guys have to pitch better. I mean, of the 3, I think maybe the most alarming was Chris Bassett last night, basically because he didn't have good control. He was walking batters. He hit a batter. He didn't get, he didn't get beyond the 3rd inning there. With Scherzer and DeGrom, what you look at is just the home run ball. DeGrom gave up 3 of them Friday night. Now those were solo blasts, so they didn't hurt as much as they could have. I talked at length to Scherzer yesterday about his Saturday start, and the thing he's positive about right now is just the fact that he feels good physically after missing time with the oblique, and he thinks he's maybe recognized some mechanical issues that led to Saturday, and he's taken a positive approach here, like, okay, if I'm going to have a clunker, I'd rather have it now than have it in the postseason where it's really magnified.
All right, I like that positive approach. Moving on, play the next game. So if the Mets do have to play in the wild card, who do you think is the more favorable matchup for them?
Yeah, well, you look at the 2 teams that they're most likely to play, the Phillies and the Padres, and they've had better success against the Phillies this year. They really dominated them, especially early in the season. And the stat I look at when they played the Phillies was in games started by Zach Wheeler and Aaron Nola, Phillies 2 aces. The Mets went 10-0 in those games. So I think if they had their druthers, they'd rather play the Phillies. The Padres were tougher against them. Darvish has given the Mets a tough time over the years, and that's somebody that they don't want to face. And about their lineup with Machado and Juan Soto, and if I'm the Mets, I'd rather play the Phillies, I think.
Mike, we know you're at Citi Field right now. Stay warm, stay dry out there, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.